cast on 14 stitches on each needle, and I'm gonna use the Turkish cast on. For that we have to do a slip knot, put the needles together like this, and insert the slip knot on the lower needle and begin to wrap for the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then put the yarn like this in between the needles so you don't lose it. So if you want to work 2 at a time, you just move the yarn to the other end of the needles, and or you use 2 balls of yarn, or you can just pick up the other end of the yarn from the same ball and then cast on the other booty. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do just one, and only because I have to show you what I'm doing, because I like to do it 2 at a time so that I don't make notes and I do both items the same way. So let's start. In round number one, we're just gonna knit all the stitches. After that, if you have the second booty, you just do the other half with the other ball of yarn or other end of the yarn, and then you can do the same. What I'm doing, you insert the needle that is out and take out the needle that is in, and then slip the slip knot, and then knit the other half the same way. Just knit across. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and on the other side 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, and that was round number 1. Now we change places of the needles, and we start round number 2, and we're gonna do the increases in this round. And since the sole is in garter stitch, so the booties, we're gonna purl in this round. So we're gonna purl 1 stitch, do a yarn over, and then I recommend to put markers so that you know where you have to do the increases. So after the marker, we just purl 12 stitches. We're gonna have 12 stitches in between the markers that don't change, so we can purl them or knit them, and don't worry about increases or decreases or anything. So we purl all the stitches until we have 1 left on the needle. Insert another marker, yarn over, and purl the last stitch. So that's 1/2 of the round. Take the needle out and we're gonna do the other half, and again purl 1, yarn over, insert the marker, and purl 12 stitches, and that means that you purl until you have one left on the needle. That's one, so we insert the last marker, yarn over, and purl this last stitch. After that, again, take the needle out, and we're gonna do round number 3. The round after the increase, we're gonna just after that we're gonna have one increase round and one round with no increases, and I'm gonna show you what to do in this round. It's knit across round, but so we start by knitting, but when you get to the yarn over from the previous round, you are gonna knit it not in the usual way, but through the back loop like this. Because if you do it normally, you're gonna get holes there, and the rest, the needles, the stitches in between the markers, we just knit them, no changes at all. Tina is coming to help, I guess. That's what you hear, if you're wondering. So we put the marker on the right needle, and again we have the yarn over from the previous round, and we're gonna knit it through the back loop of the stitch. We insert the needle like this through the back and pick up the yarn, and the last stitch is just knit normally. Now we gotta repeat the same thing on the other half, and as I said, now we're gonna, until round number 11, we're gonna just repeat the same thing. We're gonna purl and increase, and then knit across, except the yarn overs that you knit through the back loop. So this is round number 5, and we have to purl 2 stitches. Number 4, sorry. We purl 2 stitches, yarn over, and then purl those 12 stitches in between the markers. Move the marker to the right needle, yarn over, and purl 2. Change the needles. Change, I mean you take one out and put one in. And we do the same thing on the other half. Round number 5. And as I said, even rounds we increase, and then the odd rounds we just knit across and knit through the back loop the yarn overs. So that's now it's round number 5, and we have to knit. So we begin knitting, and I lost my stitch like this, and then here's the yarn over. Again we knit it through the back loop, slip the marker, and knit. slip the marker, knit 1 through the back loop, and knit 2 normally. Change the needles, 1 in, 1 out. Pick up the yarn and do the same thing. Row number 6, and we're gonna purl, and we purl the stitches before the marker, and we have 3. So purl 3, yarn over, slip the marker, purl those 12 stitches, slip the marker to the right needle, yarn over, and purl 3. Change the needles, and we do the same the other half. And now round number 7, as usual, we're just gonna knit and knit through the back loop the yarn overs from the previous round. So knit 3, knit 1 through the back loop, slip the marker, and knit in between the markers those 12 stitches. Slip the marker to the right needle, knit 1 through the back loop, and knit 3. Change the needles, do the other half. Now round number 8, and it's the same rule. We just purl everything before the marker. In this case, in this round, we have 4 stitches, so purl 4, yarn over, slip the marker, purl all the stitches in between the markers, slip the marker, yarn over, and purl 4. And then do the other half. Round number 9, so we have to knit across and then knit through the back loop the yarn overs. Here it is before the marker, and then it's gonna be after the marker. So these few rows, they're pretty much the same. You just have to have more stitches before the marker and after the marker, since we're increasing, but it's the same rule. You just one round you increase, you make a yarn over before the marker, and then one round you knit and knit through the back loop the yarn over. So we finished the round on the other half. In round number 10, we purl 5 stitches before the marker, as usual. All the stitches before the marker, and in this round we have 5. So we purl them, yarn over, move the stitch marker to the right needle, and then purl those 12 stitches in between the markers. Again, slip the marker, yarn over, and purl 5. And then do the same for the other half. Round number 11, and we're gonna knit the stitches and knit through the back loop those yarn overs, and here it is. So it's knit 5, knit 1 through the back loop, slip the marker to the right needle, knit 12, slip the marker, knit 1 through the back loop, and then knit 5. And repeat the same thing on the other half. Rounds number 12 to 19, we are gonna knit a stockinette stitch, and the first 2 rounds are gonna be we're gonna continue with the black yarn, and then the next rounds we're gonna knit with the red yarn. So stockinette stitch, we're just knitting across with nothing changing, we just knit. So now I'm at the beginning of round number 14. I'm gonna cut the black yarn, and I'm gonna take the red yarn. And I forgot to tell you that you should, when you start knitting the stockinette stitch, you should take off the markers because you don't need them anymore. And I just put one here to know where I am starting my round, because we're gonna need that. So I just begin knitting with the red yarn, and then after I'm finished, I'm gonna weave in these ends. So like I said, you just continue the stockinette stitch with the red yarn, and you need rounds 14 to 19, just plain stockinette. You just knit across all stitches. So after rounds 14 to 19 that you simply knit with red yarn, we have arrived to round 20, and here we're gonna begin to decrease. So, and that's how we're gonna do. We're gonna knit, we have 24 stitches on each needle, and we're gonna knit across until we have only 4 stitches left. So in this round number 20, we're gonna knit 20 stitches. That's my 4 left, and we're gonna start decreasing. And in this part, on the first needle, we're gonna do a slip knit pass. So slip knit twice, knit the next stitch, and pass over the slipped stitch, and again slip knit pass. And on the other needle, we're gonna knit 2 together the same way here in the beginning. So we have the decrease here. I'm gonna show you, I finished one booty, and I'm gonna show you what we're doing. So here the decrease on this part is slip knit pass, on this part knit 2 together. So we repeat that, and we get this this part of the booty. So Now we're knitting 2 together. Okay, and I'm tying here the yarn so I don't get big holes. And again, another knit 2 together. Here it is. And then knit across the rest of the stitches, 20 stitches. Around 21, we just knit across. So all stitches. Round number 22, and it's the same rule as in round number 20, and it's gonna be the same in round 24 and 26. We just knit all the stitches from one needle until we get to only 4 stitches left on the needle. And then on this first needle we're gonna do a slip knit pass, 2 slip knit pass, and then on the other needle, just like we did in round number 20, we're gonna knit 2 together. So I have 5 stitches left. Now I have 4. So slip knit pass, and again slip knit twice, knit the next stitch and pass over the slip stitch. So this is one needle, and now we are getting to the other one. So, and as I said, here we're starting with knitting 2 together. Split yarn here. Okay, and then tighten up this hole in between the needles, and again knit 2 together, and again tightened, and then knit all the stitches that we have left on the needle. So here we did 4 rounds of decrease, round number 20, 22, 24 and 26. In between, that's all knit across, and after that rounds 27, and from 27 to 33 it's still knit across. You just knit all the stitches with the red yarn. And now I'm gonna knit with this mink yarn that will give me this effect. So if you don't have this one, you just find another one, or you can just take white yarn, but it's not gonna be the same. So we're cutting this red yarn. I'm gonna leave like this longer tail, and then just pick up the white yarn and start knitting. So this around 34, 36, 38 and 40 we're gonna knit with this yarn. So we just leave now a bigger tail and just knit across. I finished round 34, and now in round 35, 37 and 39 we're gonna purl. So we just purl all the stitches. So I finished round 40, is a knit round, and now we're gonna bind off, and I'm gonna use Laurie's Twisty Bind Off by Lorraine L that I like so much. And since I have all the knit stitch here, I'm gonna do it like for knit stitches, not like for the ribbing, and it's gonna be like this: knit 1, then twist it clockwise and knit the next one and pass over that first stitch. So it's kind of like normal bind off, but before you knit the second stitch on the needle, you just twist clockwise that first stitch and then pass over, and again twist clockwise the stitch, knit the next one and pass over the stitch. Again, twist, knit, pass. So it's 3 steps. Twist, knit, pass. Then you do that for all the stitches, and you're gonna get a stretchy bind off that won't be uncomfortable for the baby. So here I've finished the second booty, and I'm gonna show you how I did the lace. I didn't know how long to leave it, and I just did like this, and this is like 15 centimeters, so I did like 30 centimeters long of lace. I'm just gonna do it like this because I did it this long for the first booty. If you want to, and this is how it got, if you want to, you can leave it longer and just maybe you want to make a bigger bow, or I don't know. So now we insert the yarn into the tapestry needle, and that's what I did. I just inserted the needle into the stitches where we did the decreases. So I don't know if you can see it here, but it's kind of here and here. So I just insert it like this, then make sure that both ends are equal, like for the laces, shoelaces, and then we're gonna lace it up. So we insert the needle into the second decrease row and take it out in the third, like this. And then insert it in the third and take it out like, I don't know, somewhere. So this is one end, and now we're gonna insert into the needle the second end and just do it symmetrical. So we insert it into the second and take it out in the third round of decrease, or at least that's how I did it. I just complicate myself. Maybe you could just do it like where you like it, and this is it. So it's kind of like that, and then just make the bow, and that's it. I'm sorry, Tina is going crazy. That's what you hear. She likes to run around the house. So that's it. That's the first and that's the second. If you want to, you can do like me. I got the idea to make small pom-poms in the end of the laces. So for that, I just took a piece of this mink yarn and then just did some knots so that I have like a small pom-pom in the end. If you don't want to, you can skip this part, but I think it's better. Maybe you could even make them bigger. I don't know. I thought of that, but I like it like this also. So just gonna make another knot. And cut it. Like this. And you just leave it. And the second you just do the same, and this is what you get if you want to.